us this week is Dr. Jason Wood, President of Southwest Tech, here on Charges Chat. Thanks for joining me, Jason.
Thank you, Dan. Happy to be here.
Thank you. First, for people that don't know, maybe talk a little bit about your background. How long have you been at Southwest Tech, and what drew you to Southwest Wisconsin?
Been at Southwest Tech for 4 years. We moved here from Wyoming. We were attracted to the job, and my wife and I were looking for a good place for our family and felt at home here at Southwest Tech and in the communities. So we've been here 4 years. Out of college, I taught high school Spanish and history, coached some high school basketball. After teaching high school for 5 years, I finished my master's degree and took a job at a community college in Oregon, actually recruiting students from rural high schools to our college, and really enjoyed that work. Also enjoyed learning about the mission of two-year colleges and what we can do for people. A year into that position, I had the opportunity to lead the Adult Basic Ed program and the English as a Second Language program for the college. Did that for 2 years and then moved into other positions at a different college, ran a branch campus for a college, and then moved again and was a Chief Student Services Officer. Enjoyed working directly with students and helping a new student government get started. And then became the Chief Academic Officer for a college in Wyoming.
Oh, sure.
And enjoyed working with the faculty and staff, and then moved into this position. So that's kind of my pathway to Grant County and Fenimore.
Sure.
Or just Fenimore, not Grant County only, but that's our pathway to Southwest Wisconsin.
Sure. And obviously education is a big part of your life, and you spend a lot of time here at Southwest Tech. What do you like to do, I guess, when you're home when you're with your family, or when you're not working, Jason?
My wife and I have 6 daughters. The oldest is a junior in high school, and the youngest will be starting kindergarten next year. So as a family, we enjoy being in the outdoors, hiking, canoeing, camping, fishing, hunting. Those activities are fun for us. I also enjoy my daughter's musical skills.
Oh, sure.
And they're very talented in music. I think if I get time to do things, it's spent enjoying nature more than anything else.
That's great, and I'm sure Wyoming afforded plenty of that for you too.
Sure, Wyoming did, and we found some of those same things here in Wisconsin as well.
Sure, that's great. So what do you enjoy about being president of Southwest Tech? What have you enjoyed about your 4 years here, Jason?
It starts with the people. It's a great place to work. It's a great place for students. Faculty and staff care about students. I appreciate being able to be part of serving our students and serving our communities and finding ways to address the issues, creating new opportunities for people, both inside the college from an employment standpoint, but as well as for our students and how they're working for. I enjoy helping businesses find solutions to their workforce needs through our students. I think the favorite part of my job is delivering shout-outs.
Sure.
And those are peer-to-peer recognitions for a job well done. That's one of the best parts of my job.
Sure, and I'm sure your time thus far has gone pretty quickly. Well, what do you think has changed in the time that you've been here, Jason, from when you started till now? I know I'm sure it's gone fast, but what has changed in that time?
So we've worked hard to build a culture of trust, and I think we're looking for ways to continue doing that. We have more good work that can be done. I've certainly appreciated the work that's been done to help students be successful. All of the different initiatives around college, whether that's the mental health counselor being a full-time position so that there's more access, or a food pantry on campus where students who need some food can get something to eat, or our emergency loans, the scholarships. I've really enjoyed raising money for scholarships and seeing that joy on the student's face when they're able to be successful because the money made a difference, and then being able to report back to the donors the impact that they've had. Those are all very enjoyable, and we've worked hard to be successful in those areas.
Sure. And speaking of students and impact, last weekend was graduation, of course, and you're there at graduation.
Yep.
You give us a speech every graduation. What was your message to the graduates this year, Jason? What do you tell them as they go off into their careers?
Well, there's really three things I focus on
Sure.
at graduation. The first is thanking them for being students and letting them know that we're proud of what they've accomplished and that they can go and do even more with
Right.
what they got here. Second, I like to remind the students of what I was told when I graduated from college, and that was that the most important work you do will be within the walls of your own home.
Right.
And a lot of the influence we have on people is because we're close to them. And that resonates with a lot of graduates because they're there with their family and friends who
Right.
are celebrating them, and it's now their opportunity to find ways to support other folks in achieving their dreams. And so that final message this year was to invite our graduating students to find other people who could come to college here and achieve that same success.
So here at Southwest Tech, you know, we're always busy, we're always looking toward the future, and I know there's some capital projects going on over the next couple of years. Can you talk a little bit about what's planned here on campus that people might be excited about, Jason?
Sure. First, it's really exciting to see that new student housing is going up, and that's nearly finished, and thank goodness. We only have a few beds left. We've already had contracts signed for them. I think we're going to have 140 beds on campus next year, and there's well over 130 contracts signed, so that growth is exciting.
Sure.
We're also right now planning some major renovations. We have some facilities that have been aged and also need to be repurposed. And so all of our event space, the Lens Center, the food service area, the bookstore, the entryway, the meeting spaces, all of those will be remodeled and repurposed, and that'll take some major time and effort. As far as facilities go, we continue to watch the trends
Sure.
for programs, and probably in 3 to 5 years we'll see some either program growth or new programs come on board that need specialized facilities, which is what we do well, and we'll invest in those areas. But right now it's taking care of some of the stuff on campus that just from a time perspective needs to be updated.
Sure. And speaking of programs in the future, obviously technology plays a huge role in what we do here and has for years. Looking toward the future, where do you see online classes fitting into the programs that we offer here, Jason?
Well, we've experienced over the last several years tremendous growth in our online programs. I think that ability to navigate in an online environment is ubiquitous in today's workforce. So you'll probably see us look at which of our classes are only offered online, and that may be a general education course that we choose to only offer online, and for folks that have barriers to that type of education, we'll help them overcome those barriers, whether it be financing or computers or navigating once they do get online. I think we can be part of that solution. But for our graduates, it'll be important for them to be able to do a job interview online,
Yeah.
or to conduct work in a video conference online, and we can be part of that success. I also think there's a number of emerging fields that will lend themselves well to online delivery. And then finally, I think with our high school partners, as we look for new ways to help them earn credits while they're still in high school, technology can play part of the role, as long as we don't lose that learning that takes place
Right.
person to person. How can that still occur so that we're focused on high quality at all times?
Sure. So what do you say to people? You're obviously out in the community a lot, talking to business folks, community folks. What do you say to them when you talk about Southwest Tech? I think maybe the view of a technical college from 20 years ago till now, you know, we just talked about internet learning and things like that. People think of technical college maybe from 20 years ago until now is completely different, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a really good point. Out in the community, talking to folks, right now people want employees. They
Right.
need workers, and that's a sweet spot for us. We train people really well. We also provide that education that helps them grow in any job that they take. And so that dynamic may have shifted from 20 years ago. But my message out in the community is, if you've got a workforce need, Southwest Tech can be part of the solution. Whether that's providing employees directly from our classrooms into your workspace, or working with universities to have our students transfer and move into a baccalaureate degree. We're a great option for people who affordability and quality are both trademarks of what we do well.
And I know some of the conversation ongoing too is maybe getting the idea of college in the minds of younger students. I know yesterday we had the kids' career exploration with CISA 3. A lot of middle school students here learning about different careers. And that's another great thing about Southwest Tech. We're open to the community. We have a lot of community events. We have a lot of kids come through. Can you talk about that a little bit and the partnerships that we have, Jason?
Yeah, I had the fourth graders in my office, about 20 of them. There was a lot of fun energy in my office.
Sure.
For a few minutes. I think it's important that kids know from a young age that they are capable and that there are ways that they can go to college,
Right.
and that is a viable option for anyone who chooses that route. So most important, it's letting them have a good experience on campus, helping those students from an early age find out their preferred learning method and what they enjoy doing. If we can get those students into areas that they learn well and they enjoy, we're all a little bit better off.
Sure, absolutely. That's great. Why do you think technical college specifically and two-year colleges are important in the the higher education landscape? Why are we important to the area, Jason?
Well, technical colleges play that unique role of matching graduates to jobs. And so when a business wants to grow, they can come to us and let us know what they want to grow in, and we can either help train their current employees and provide education and training for their current workforce, or we can position ourselves so that graduates are feeding in at a regular pace. I think it's really important for the economy to have skilled labor that can adapt to some of the emerging trends. Technology's changing so fast, markets are changing. And the benefit of having that technical education is, one, you have a skill, and two, you've gone through our general education curriculum and learned that ability to think and adapt and apply your skills in new environments. And so our graduates are a great resource to businesses. And I think we complement what's done in higher ed really well. And those partnerships that we have with universities are key, because many of our students, they can get a job, but that job also affords them opportunity to continue their education at a 4-year. Anyone watching today that may know of somebody that could be a student here at Southwest Tech, feel free to bring them on campus. We'll pay for lunch and take you on a tour and see if we don't have a program for you.
Sure, that's great. And we have over 60 programs, and if you want to take a look, browse through our programs, just go to www.swtc.edu and check out our website, and you can find everything there. Thanks for your time, Jason. I really appreciate it. And join us here again next week at noon for another Chargers Chat. Thank you.
Thank you, Dan.